Erik ten Hag and Brian Bobby, his former player at Ajax, could there be a deal imminent? Well, we talked briefly about the situation with Andre Onana and the Africa Cup of Nations, but a new CEO at Manchester United, when is he supposed to be starting work, and what exactly is going to happen the moment the new guy Omar Berada comes in at Manchester United? Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb, and here to give you all Manchester United news today. Now let's start it off with the latest concerning our transfer situation. Remember, Manchester United is yet to bring in anyone, and it doesn't look likely that we are going to bring in so many players, if any. If we are going to buy a player this January, it could be on loan. But that doesn't mean there cannot be speculations about who United is interested in. Now, there has been reports suggesting that United is interested in signing another Ajax player. Now, obviously, in the past, you would probably feel this makes a lot of sense because, I mean, Erik ten Hag has been pinpointing on players he has worked with, from Andre Onana, Lisandro Martinez, Anthony Dos Santos. Name them. Most of the players we've signed, Amrabat, are players Erik ten Hag worked with. Now, again, reports are suggesting that a one Brian Brobby is another player targeted by Erik ten Hag and the team, that apparently United are monitoring the 21-year-old Dutch international, who even today just scored a brace as his Ajax beat Warwick by 4 goals to 1. Now, he has scored 11 goals in 17 games and assisted 4 times for Ajax this season. He's a hot striker who apparently even Arsenal are monitoring, having sort of lost hope in their pursuit of Ivan Toney. Now, the reality is Manchester United would have to cough a decent amount of money. The exact price figure that would come with Brian Bobby is not yet known. I saw that the last time in 2022, he was rated at about 17 million euros, which was a bit little. I mean, he's a young upcoming player. Maybe now it could be a little more than that. He was handed his debut at Ajax by Erik ten Hag, but this player has seen the reports and he has come out to categorically state that he has not had any contact with Erik ten Hag. He had his number, they used to chat, but maybe he got busy. He even changed his number. Of course, maybe this was him just trying to manage the media. But of course, we also know the reality is Manchester United doesn't have money to spend on players unless we sell. But also, the fact is, with the new guy in charge, you don't think we are going to see more, Erik ten Hag players coming in. I mean, we've got a new CEO who is expected to start working very soon. I'll tell you shortly about that when. But I think whereas Brian Bobby is a good player, but he's 21, if already will spend £72 million on another young player nearly the same age, a 20-year-old Rasmus Højlund, you don't think we are going to spend more money on a young player? If anything, we've been clear. We need a backup for Højlund, but also someone older than him, more experienced than him for him to learn from. I don't think there is so much that Højlund would learn from Brian Bobby. So I think for me, it's a groomer of a player who is good and hot, but all facts point to the fact that we cannot have him. Also, given the fact that we've got a new CEO who, through him, things to do with transfers have got to happen. Now, the date of him starting, he has left his job at Manchester City, that is Omar Berada, with immediate effect, but he's expected to start work at Manchester United officially in the summer. So perhaps he will be there going to Old Trafford monitoring things, but not until officially it is confirmed that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the man in charge, until the formalities are done, until certain processes are done at the end of this season. That is when we expect Omar Berada to come in. But what does the United's acquisition? Now, I've been thinking, critical about this, guys. You need to look at things beyond the surface. The reality is Manchester City is in trouble. They have been trying way so much to fight their way around the law, and we've seen letters written of them not wanting to reveal details of meetings, yet legally they are supposed to, and stuff like that. But the reality is the fact that a very important player, a guy who has been at the helm of operations to do with business and transfers and football at Manchester City for decades, for years at Manchester City, him coming out to resign with immediate effect, for me is a sign that maybe it's boiling hot in Manchester City, and who knows, more people would be frustrated. I remember Pep Guardiola once said sometime in an interview that if Manchester City were found guilty of most of the rule breaches they're accused of, and they were lying to him in his face, he would leave and he would feel so disappointed. So I actually don't think Pep Guardiola is exactly settled. I don't think with his clean profile as a manager, the success he's got, many will say he's probably the best manager of all time to ever, live or manage the game of our era. He doesn't want to taint that success with, the rot going on at Manchester City. So I don't think he's exactly settled there. I think there is a realistic possibility that Pep Guardiola will leave Manchester City. Of course, he may not leave to join Manchester United. He may not be he may not want to join Manchester United because he honestly doesn't have to. But the departure of Omar Berada from Manchester City for me shows me that there is a lot we don't know, and more people are going to come out and leave that club. Watch the space and quote me when this happens. But he's expected to start work in the summer, and of course, the recruitments are still going on with Sajim and his team. And Sir Dave Brailsford, they are still recruiting people. They are expected to bring in a director of football. Of course, at this point, we cannot point to so many people because all the people were speculating and not those that came out for the CEO job. No one ever thought that he would go for a Man City guy. So you honestly cannot know who they are looking at right now. But what we know is that their structure will involve, of course, a CEO. And according to the reported structure, we could see Jean-Claude Blow also come and join the board. So what Sajim and his team are doing, and it's good that they are getting the backing of the Glazers, they are putting together a solid team, both to manage the secretariat, the daily day-to-day work, but also a solid board, so that football matters, like they put it in their statement that they released, football matters have got to return at the heart of the club. So it's exciting to see what exactly is going to happen. But what I know, by the time we get into the summer, certainly we will have all boxes ticked. We'll have all people in all the places. Expect a director of football, and also expect a head of recruitment to come and work under the CEO. And of course, a CEO who Berada is going to be sitting on the board as well, reporting to Sir Jim and the Glazers. So they have both come out to place his appointment. So beautiful stuff there, and it's good to see Manchester United poaching from our blue noisy neighbors who thought they had come of age. So for me, it's a good time to be a Man United fan. Now, finally, Andre Onana is perhaps not is one of the few individual players who I think are getting all the flack and scrutiny now. Whatever he does at the AFCON and everywhere, it's scrutinized again because the mistakes he made in his, his country's loss to Senegal have still left a lot talking up to now on whether Man United did the right thing to let go of David De Gea, who until now is jobless. So Andre Onana continues to trend, and there is talk that he might now join the long list of players who Ineos might, clean out as they start their rebuild of Manchester United. Now, of course, we know that he has got the full backing of Eric Ten Hag, but the reality is, not even for just the goals he has conceded, the 50 goals or so that he has conceded this season. Those are goals world-class goalkeepers concede for their an entire season, but you are not even, more than halfway into the season, and already just shortly halfway into the season, and already Onana is conceding such goals. Some of them look like baby mistakes, costing him. So the talk of Onana is becoming huge, and seeing memes all over the place on him. You wonder what exactly is going to happen, but I do hope there are reports suggesting that Andre Onana could leave the AFCON and rejoin Manchester United for our FA Cup game, which again would not augur well with lots of people. I think that again would rub a lot of people the wrong way, because people, I think, have reached a point, and I feel like Manchester United could be now ready to hand out Bindel his debut, because he has been interviewed. I've seen a video released by Man United of him talking about how there is teamwork and, the goalkeepers support each other. Probably they are trying to manage, the whole Andre Onana situation, but also probably they are building him up to his first start in a Manchester United jersey. But the reality is, for Andre Onana, the future doesn't look bright at all. What exactly is going to happen? Let's wait and see. I don't expect him to be in between the sticks for Cameroon in their next game. Knowing him and Song, they don't perhaps see face to face. They are not together. Onana is on the pitch and is trying to be the coach, doing a lot and failing on his core duty. It certainly looks ugly on him. But what exactly is going to happen? His future seems to lie in balance. Let's see whether he will balance it up, pick himself up, and prove to the world that he should be a world-class goalkeeper that Man United were hoping to sign. Well, that's a bit of what's happening with United, but we'll talk more of the news tomorrow. For now, subscribe and keep it right here. I'll catch you later, fam.